Hello my friends, David here. New Game Plus has arrived. In this video, I'll be going over all the major things you need to know about New Game Plus, including some smaller details that you may miss. Whether you're already in the middle of New Game Plus or are still setting up for that second playthrough, this video should provide you with the details you need to make the most out of it. The general topics to be discussed are listed here, and if you haven't reached at least chapter 9 or so, be careful of story spoilers throughout this video. New Game Plus starts you off as Rex by himself, with access to only blades that were specifically bonded to him in the first playthrough. You do, however, start off with all three of Pyrus forms. Your other party members like Nia and Morag are locked behind story progression rather than joining you from the very beginning. Furthermore, Rex loses his Master Driver ability to equip any blade in the party until you can unlock it again in the story. Therefore, any blades you put on Zeke or Morag, for example, will have to wait until you meet them again later in the game. While you, as the player, keep your level in New Game Plus, enemies and the world around you remain at the same low level as in the first playthrough. Chances are you'll be one-shotting enemies for a long time unless you go and level down at Inns, which is a new ability exclusive to New Game Plus. In general, you have access to all blades on your drivers when you meet them again in the story. The only ones locked behind story progression are Rock, Aegeon, and Poppy Cutie and Cutie Pie. While the second form of Poppy won't be available until Chapter 4, you get the third form at the same time as the second, so you don't need to redo that questline later in the game. Speaking of Poppy, while you still have access to all your ether crystals, parts, and Poppy progression in general, you lose access to Poppy's technical manuals, which allow you to craft new parts. You will need to pick up these manuals again throughout the New Game Plus world to be able to craft those higher level Poppy parts. Furthermore, all 5 stages of Tiger Tiger are available to be played from the very beginning. In New Game Plus, all your drivers have additional hidden affinity skill trees that you can level up. Most of them are pretty standard, with the most notable bonus you can unlock being the skill to reduce enemy break resist. This is a pretty highly sought after perk that is usually provided via the Beta Scope accessory. The best skill node of all is Zeke's Shining Eye of Justice, which when activated gives him incredibly fast skill cooldowns, higher damage, and immunity to certain status effects. However, because all these skill upgrades are so expensive, it becomes an entirely new grind for skill points. In general, all of your items from the first playthrough carry over to the second. Core chips, collectibles, aux cores, etc. The only things I have noticed that don't carry over are keys for specific doors throughout the world, and most importantly, the stamps acquired during Ursula's side quest. If you made any progress in the Lux Soul Vocal Stamp side quest for Ursula, all that is completely lost and reset in New Game Plus, and you have to restart from the beginning unless you have already finished it in its entirety. In other news, New Game Plus gives you access to 7 new blades. Akos, Patroka, Abrona, Cressidas, Sever, and Perdido are all available exclusively from opening core crystals and can be obtained from the moment you can open the start menu. Mikhail is the only blade locked behind story progression. You cannot access him until you complete Chapter 9, and he can be added to your party by visiting him in the Land of Mortha at the Mega Float base. The person you speak to him as, or rather the driver you speak to him as, will be the one that receives him as a blade. These 7 new blades come with new weapon types that are loosely based upon other weapon types you already have. Their base stats as a whole are very high and almost endgame level, but you cannot actually change their equipped core chip. Each one of these 7 new blades has their own heart-to-hearts, but no quests associated with them like other rare blades do. Bonus experience gained in combat now has a bit of a monetary value. They can be traded in for specific items from bards scattered throughout Allrest. On screen right now are the transactions you can make. The most notable ones are the expansion kit, which gives you 3 accessory slots and the ability to purchase overdrive protocols. New Game Plus allows you to easily unequip story-related blades like Pandoria and Pyra, while also being able to send them out on Merc missions that are unlocked at the end of Chapter 3. If you kill the Ardoon in Torgoth the first time around, no worries, he respawns in New Game Plus. He also respawns even if you raised it up to level 99 in the first time, so you can still have a max level Relentless Arduran available to fight even while you are raising up the baby Ardoon in New Game Plus. Furthermore, Pyra's third form also has her level 4 special unlocked in New Game Plus, which has a pretty crazy animation if I do say so myself. And finally, completion of New Game Plus provides you with 2 new ending title screens. If you are curious what they look like, I have put one of the clips at the end card of this video. And also, after you complete New Game Plus, you have the option of starting another New Game Plus and going through the game a third time, and likely as many times as you desire. In summary, New Game Plus is a chance not really for the game to challenge you, but for you to challenge yourself and play the game in a way that is most interesting and fun for you. With new blades, a third accessory slot, easier access to rare items, and greater knowledge, there's tons of room for experimentation. Patch 1.3 had some other changes to the game itself even in the first playthrough, but I'll save that discussion for another time. Hopefully this video gave you a more comprehensive idea of what the New Game Plus mode is all about and what it offers. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to lend a helping hand. In any case, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you all next time.